All right. Oh, here we go. Wait, here we go. All right. Welcome everyone to Consciousness Unfiltered. I am Dr. Anthony Mattis, and I am joined by my guest, Dr. David Kubes. David is an attorney by trade. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me on your show today.
Well, it's an honor for you to be here. You know, it's like I see everything that you are and everything that you be for Access Consciousness, and you're such an instrumental part of the future of Access. You know, all these different projects that you're actually creating with the Castle and El Hogar, Actions for Futures, all these different things. It's just amazing how you've devoted so much of your time to see the growth and the expansion of Access. And it's like, you know, you're an attorney and you're very successful at what you do, and yet you still manage to find the time to be a huge contribution to Access. And so I'd love the world to kind of know a little bit more about you and all the different creations that you're doing. First, talk about just being a lawyer, like where you were before you started Access, and what Access has personally been and done for you, and then maybe share some tools, and then we'll talk about all the fun projects you're doing.
Well, I was looking for new methods. Since I became a lawyer and an attorney, I never enjoyed fighting. And that's all about, you know, lawyers take other people to court and then they fight for the rightness of their point of view. So I decided to become a business mediator and do alternative dispute resolution. And this is actually how I found Access. I was like, wow, my first contact with Access Consciousness was a radio show that Susanna Mittermeier did, where she was talking about the clearing statement. And instead of running away and going, oh my God, this is so weird, where am I? I caught myself getting lost in time and space. That's one thing that rarely happens to me. It normally happens when I'm really interested in something. You know, when I was writing my thesis about aviation law, I was kind of in this space all the time. And, you know, you start writing and then suddenly you notice, 6 hours have passed by and you're still in this world of wow. And I listened to that clearing statement over and over again. I started writing it down. I was so attracted to it. And then it was early morning, like 7:30, and suddenly it was 1:00 noon. I was like, wow, I think there has to be something more than weird behind that. And I said, okay, let's find out. And it was amazing because instead of finding another method for alternative dispute resolution, I found a method that allows me to be the space where conflict actually there's no space for conflict if I'm not choosing it, which I immediately applied to my law firm, to the Access projects. I was stunned how much more ease you can have in life, in business, with everyone involved, even being a lawyer, when you function from question, choice, possibility, contribution. I mean, nobody teaches you that.
No. So would you say that's been like the biggest tool that you've used, is to function from basically asking questions and not to fighting for or against something, which is really unusual for being a lawyer, right?
Yes, and my very first class with Gary Douglas, it's a COP. Back then it was level 2, 3. As a lawyer, you have to find out what is right, what is wrong, and then you have to come to a conclusion. Wow. About what is right, what is wrong, and what is your conclusion. This is actually how people engaged me. For finding solutions, coming to conclusions and telling them what is right and what is wrong. And then that's where I started Access from. Access is exactly the contrary. I found out it's not the method you apply, it's what you are being. Okay, no method I'm being. If I am being in question, and being in question for me is the ultimate source of creating a life that works for you, because then you always have choice. And I apply it to my legal work, to my projects, to my clients, being that question and constantly being in question, not coming to conclusion. So my conclusion in all my business cases and projects I'm working on is the conclusion is the question.
Yeah. So how did you actually see it change your law practice when you started shifting from looking for the right answer, come to the conclusion, to always being in the question? Like, how did you see it actually change, like on an everyday level?
Everyday level was everything was way quicker. Everyone involved had more ease. And I noticed when people started calling me and said, okay, sorry, you're the only one who can help out here because everybody else failed. Can you do your magic?
Wow.
Can you do your weird stuff? Can you do that? I kind of suddenly I was the one who is able to, no matter how stuck and deadlock, in the legal term is a deadlock when there is no place to negotiate and move.
Yep.
I was the one who could undo it. And I remember the minute they called me, the deadlock started to unfold. So I didn't even have to be it. Just everybody involved knew that I do this. I'm just different, and that was the first big step. So when I arrived at meetings and telephone conferences, it was just a walk in the park to just be more question and go, okay. And then question. No judgment, just question.
So how long, like after you started Access, did you actually see like things become more easy, get easier in the business?
Well, actually, after my first bar session.
The first one. Nice.
Because I was finally relaxed. It started with myself. It started with myself. I was working internationally in aircraft financing, in international transactions. I was stressed out. I was traveling a lot. I couldn't really sleep well, jet lag, and always this. And I always tried to. I was so looking forward to get a bar session. I was disappointed that I couldn't do it on my own.
Yeah.
I would have done it, 24/7. I tried meditation and relaxation and this and that, but the minute I relaxed, my brain got even more active.
Nice. Yeah, more creative.
Yeah, and I tried to shut that down, but with the Access bars, I was like, no, turn it up. And when you really want to recover, and when you really want to relax, get a bar session. And that was the first time that I managed to turn off the brain and go into this deep relaxation of being. I woke up and like, wow, that was like 8 hours deep sleep. And woof, when you are relaxed, when you're not worried, when you're fresh, you are being, I don't know, I was just more happy.
Yeah.
So it's more fun when you actually are happy and do the same thing. It's big change. It was actually a big surprise.
Nice. So for those of you who might be new, never even heard of Access Consciousness, the bars that you may hear some of our guests refer to deal with these 32 points on our head that basically carry the electrical magnetic components of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, considerations in the areas of sadness, joy, money, creativity. And so just to keep it simple, it's sort of like David said, worst case scenario, you have this deep, almost meditative experience. Best case scenario, your complete life, your whole life changes like exponentially. And David actually got to experience that just even after one session, which is amazing. And we know people who have actually been suicidal, and sometimes after one bar session, the idea of taking their own life didn't even cross their mind. So it really is a true gift. And for me personally, being in the healing profession, it's one of the most powerful modalities I've ever personally come across. And that's why we're doing this and having this conversation, because I'm tired of listening to all these people talking on Instagram about all these different things in the world and the rights and the wrongs, and everybody's fighting. And it's like, man, what else is possible? Nobody's asking a question here. And it's just awesome. The fact that you're a lawyer, you're not even in the healing profession, and here you are, but you're a healer in your own right. And the fact that you are a lawyer, and it's like, and Gary saw something in you, and he saw how you could be a contribution to Access. Can you talk about how, okay, so you go from a lawyer, it's helping and changing your business, and then it sort of started to evolve into ways and projects that you are creating and working with in Access Consciousness. Can you talk about the different projects that you have going on?
Yes, the first project I started was the castle in Italy. Gary Douglas bought an ancient old castle that needed renovation. And since he knew I was from Europe and everything is so close in Europe, I said, hey, anyone in Milan who can help me out buying this castle and getting a construction company to repair it? And I said, yes, sure, why not? And Milan is an hour away from Vienna. I didn't speak Italian back then, so I was like, okay, I can take a look at it. And from that very first, yes, sure. I think 3 months later, I was the project manager, negotiating with the family who sold the castle, getting everything set up. We created a whole new business out of nothing.
Wow.
And it was actually so much ease, because whatever showed up, it wasn't dramatic. There was no deadlock. It was just, okay, let's deal with that. Okay, let's deal with that. It was this ongoing, okay, let's just handle it. There was no right, wrong, oh my God, it's gone. It was just, let's keep going. Do we want it? Yes, let's keep going. And then I, of course, found out that it's very annoying to need a translator. So I applied the Access tools to learn Italian, which took me about 3 months. When you function from, hey, if you truly want it, you can find the space to do it. And I'm getting I have to admit, I get my bars run every second day. I have one of the first participant from my first bars class, Michaela. She's now my full-time employee for running bars and doing body work.
Wow,
I need that. I was like, come on. She does other stuff for me, like organizing and doing stuff, but every second day, or best probably every day, for 20 to 30 minutes bar session. It's like having 2 full working days in one calendar day. After the bar session, new day, new creation, new fun, new energy. And that's how you can just do it all together and add on and add on. So after that castle in Italy, Gary told me about this project in Costa Rica, where they were building this eco-friendly resort, being actually kind to nature, building in communion with nature, and showing the world that a different way of making money and running a successful business is possible, a way where you honor the planet and nature. And of course, fuck yes. Bring it on, let's do that. And that's currently, we just started construction 6 months ago. Of course, with the COVID-19 pandemic, it's not difficult, it's just different. We keep going. We started construction. I go there next Sunday. So we're kind of working our way around the insanity of what's going on.
Yeah. Now, wait, are you still on the castle? You talking about El Lugar in Costa Rica?
Well, the castle was finished, and at the same time, we added El Lugar. I mean, there is no first this, then that. It's all these projects that Access Consciousness is creating. I mean, the castle, it was not modernized. It was renovated. It was brought back to the beauty that it was 200 years ago. So when you now go there, you travel back in time. And every window, every door, every tile, everything was honored when we restored it, because it was there for 800 years. So just being involved in these projects is such a gift, because there are different possibilities available to treat the treasures of our planet. It's an old castle. Have you ever touched a building that's 800 years old?
I've been there, and it's like, oh my God.
Wow. Brilliant.
I mean, and it's like, what a just, I don't even know what the word is. It's like such a marvelous just idea in creation that Gary is doing, because he's creating for the future. And he talks about benevolent capitalism. Can you talk a little bit about benevolent capitalism and like the future that like you would like to see these different projects create in the world, and also with utilizing the tools of access consciousness?
Well, benevolent capitalism is a movement that Gary Douglas created years ago with Stephen Chotisa Bowman. They are business consultants from Melbourne, Australia, and they were looking at how people do business nowadays, and were extrapolating if there was a different way to actually make money. Nowadays, you have, the capitalists who take and destroy, and then you have the socialists who actually take from the rich and try to protect the poor. There is it's not neither of what exists at the moment is really fun. So benevolent capitalism is a way to look at capitalism in an empowering way, where you create business for the benefit of everyone involved. You're not looking at, okay, where is my profit? How much can I take? With every step of the creation, you make sure that everyone involved benefits. And when I say everyone, you include yourself and you include nature. That's why all the benevolent capitalist projects are kind of eco-friendly. But we honor nature. I think we are redefining eco-friendly by being benevolent capitalists. And it's not only how you build and how you treat nature, it's how you treat the people you work with, your employees. You empower them. You give them the possibility to step up. And if they don't want to step up, if they just want to have their 8 working hours, good. Let me know and I'm fine. I'll find a job where you can have that. So it's not making anyone right or wrong for what they desire as their life. For those who want to have more, okay, you can have it. For those who don't, who just want a job, it's also fine. That's a beautiful way of looking at capitalism, and including nature makes that kind of eco-friendly, and including yourself actually is makes sure that you can make money. Okay, money is not the bad element of creation. It's the people who have it. Money doesn't turn you into evil. The people who have it have been evil before. Now with money, it just shows everywhere.
That's awesome. Well, gosh, I'm so glad that you're such an instrumental part of seeing these creative projects move, because it's really for the world and for the earth, and even long after we're gone. You know what I mean? It's something that's like creating for 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now. And you could really just perceive the energy of that. And it's amazing. And I'm grateful for everything that you're doing, because I get to enjoy the benefits of these creations and all that.
Thank you.
Actions for futures. So you may have touched on that a little bit. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, yeah, Actions for Futures is also a program we started. Actions for Futures is not a charity. It's a super fund. We created a company that is taking in money but not spending it. It creates a super fund that allows us to have financial power in the future. There's one thing that the energetic, holistic people always forget. With a lot of money, you are way more powerful. I mean, it's nice that Greenpeace is demonstrating to stop the burning down the Amazonas, the rainforest in the Amazon. But if we had $100-200 million sitting in a bank account, you just could buy all the forest and turn the companies who destroy it down. So you are powerful with a lot of money. The question is, how are you using this power that you gained with the money? And the idea of Actions for Future is to have a fund available, so when action is required to take action to save the planet, we are prepared. So if there is a big company, I don't know, they're crazy when they destroy nature, you could be able to buy it, buy the land, buy the shares of the company. What's the best way to turn a big company down that destroys the planet? Well, buy the shares, put in a new CEO, and turn it into something that honors the planet. That's how you change the future. Protesting against doesn't really help. It attracts attention, but the true power lies in money. It is what it is. I wish it was different, but it isn't. So we are collecting money. We are supporting these projects already. One sub-project of Actions for Futures is Forests for Futures, where we are buying land in Costa Rica and reforesting it. We have our own company. We have already 49 gardeners working on that land, planting trees, taking care of it. So 49 families have an income now in the middle of crisis. So while everybody was laying people off, we hired 49 people in an area that is very rural. It's not the hotspot of Costa Rica. And being there and talking to these people, how grateful they are that they now have a life, a living, not only them, their families, and what they are doing. They say they're so grateful to do something that leaves a footprint on the planet. Because we are buying all the land, we are turning it into a private national preserve, and then we are reforesting it, and nobody is allowed to build there, and nobody can cut a single tree.
I love it. I love it. So for all you starving healers out there, start charging for your services. Stop giving it away. Value the gift you are to the world, and make some money so you can actually create change and be a contribution to our beautiful planet and our environment. And we can stop these companies that are destroying this beautiful planet that we've really been gifted. If you look at all the planets in the universe, it's like we have an ocean, we have beautiful fish, we have wildlife. I mean, I don't know anything else within, at least our galaxy that has any of that going on. So it's like, and we're destroying it like crazy. So make money. Stop giving your services away for free. That was beautifully said, David. Thank you so much. And I know you're a facilitator too of Access Consciousness. You have your own classes. How can people find you and your classes and all the different things you do?
Well, I think for sure they find me on Facebook and Instagram, but I have a homepage as well. If they Google David Kubes, it's a homepage is drdavidkubes.com. I do classes about benevolent capitalism, business classes and money classes. I want to see more conscious millionaires out there. As I just said, if more conscious, kind people would be millionaires, oh my God, then we would be talking about change. So my idea is that those who care about others and the planet and themselves, the kind ones, the conscious ones, they should have the money, not the mean ones who are just taking away and destroying nature. So I'm doing classes on having ease with money, tools, how to start a business, how to set up your business, what point of view to change to have ease with all of that. A lot of people go like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Well, there is always a way to get started. And I just love to watch people change. So facilitating these classes is just such a gift to myself to see people change, to see acknowledging themselves and say, wow, I have value. I can do that. So beautiful. And I'm actually creating quite a lot at the moment, beginners classes, advanced classes. So I'm sure you will find me online. The first tool that I always play with, you need to reach out. Okay, so if you really want to change your financial reality and want to do a workshop with me, you will find me. You have my name. Google me. Get to work. Don't expect everything to be delivered on a silver plate. Okay, that's the first tool. Reach out and just get to work. Get out there. Don't wait. That's how I function.
I love it. There's a bars point on your head. It's called hopes and dreams. So you can't keep sitting on your couch hoping and dreaming that it's all going to show up. You do have to get off your ass and generate and create your life, But hey, if you're having a hard time getting going, you do have that bar point that people can run on your head to get that engine going. So that's awesome. Brilliant. Thank you so much. I know you're a super busy guy. You're always creating and just exponentially. And so thank you for taking this time out of your day. And please look up Dr. David Kubes, please, because he's a brilliant man who's really been a huge contribution to the world of access consciousness and just the world in general. So thank you for your time, and it's been a pleasure and a gift.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you everyone out there. See you hopefully soon. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.